Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. I'm feeling a bit better, and I had a bit of a cold yesterday. I was quite bunged up, but I'm feeling a bit better today. So what do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you a classic clip review video in which the Donald Trump, the Emperor, God Emperor, whatever you want to call him, my man, gave one of his classic speeches in which he tore a shred the Rona bill, which has been championed by the Democrats, in which they take pretty much not just all of your money through your taxes, but your children are going to be indebted, and your children's children. That's how long it's going to take to repay all of this money. And in return, they give you, from your own money, epoxy $600. Okay? And it gets worse, because it turns out that Asian carp and fish get more money than New York restaurateurs. It's bizarre. Most of the stuff that has bloated this bill out has nothing to do with Rona. Nothing. These far-flung quangos and NGOs that get all of this money, where do you think that money's going? It's their friends and their special interest groups who make up the CEOs and the managers of these quangos and these NGOs and these little-known non-profit organisations. And they siphon off the money and keep it for themselves. But anyway, let's get into this video. But if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video around. That'll help me stay competitive with the likes of CNN and MSNBC, who will never challenge the narrative. Never. That's down to us. Okay, let's go. Okay, so let's hear what the man himself has to say.
Throughout the summer, Democrats cruelly blocked COVID relief legislation in an effort to advance their extreme left-wing agenda and influence the election. Then, a few months ago, Congress started negotiations on a new package to get urgently needed help to the American people. It's taken forever. However, the bill they are now planning to send back to my desk is much different than anticipated. It really is a disgrace. For example, among the more than 5,000 pages in this bill, which nobody in Congress has read because of its length and complexity, it's called the COVID Relief Bill.
See, this is something they like to do. They like to put a bill that's 5,000 pages full of bloat that only benefits them, and they say you've got until 2 p.m. to read it and vote. They want you to vote on it. This is the reps and the people who actually vote on this in the House of Representatives and etc, etc. They want them to vote on it before they've had time to read it.
But it has almost nothing to do with COVID. This bill contains $85.5 million for assistance to Cambodia.
What does that have to do with the United States? This is what I'm saying. And also, I'd like to say, Trump is the only president in United States history that has ever called out the far left. Think about it. How many, including Republican, or so-called Republican, presidents, and even just regular politicians before the pre-Trump era, ever called out the far left? They never did. Now you're getting an idea of why they cannot abide Donald Trump as much as... You've never seen anything like it. The hate that has been directed towards this man you can see on your screen. Unbelievable. And it's because he is calling them out on their BS.
$134 million to Burma. $1.3 billion for Egypt and the Egyptian military, which will go out and buy almost exclusively Russian military equipment.
Why are the Democrats doing this? This is the thing. They don't want you to ask why. The question why is a question they don't want you to ask. The word why is a word that the globalists, the radical left, do not want you to utter. They want you to shut your mouth They want you to consume a product. Once you've consumed the product, they want you to get excited for next product and go about your business doing that. They don't want you to ask any questions. $1.3 billion for Egypt to buy Russian military equipment. There is somebody from the American swamp, most likely on the Democrat side, who will be getting a big payoff for that, because he or she would have been the point man, like Biden was the point man on Ukraine, and before that in Iraq. He always enriched himself. There would be a point man who set that deal up between Russia and Egypt, and the person paying for it, the American taxpayer. Disgusting. Think about how many months you've had nothing to live off for $600 of your own money, and they give that to you.
$25 million for democracy and gender programs in Pakistan. $505 million to...
Pakistan is one of the most corrupt countries on planet Earth. You see all these monies that are being given out? What will happen is they will take it and they will divvy it up among themselves. The ruling elites there, they will divvy it up. They will cut it up, and this family who supported them would get X amount, and this family would get X amount. And the people paying for it are American taxpayers.
Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Panama. $40 million for the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., which is not even open for business. $1 billion for the Smithsonian, and an additional $154 million for the National Gallery of Art. Likewise, these facilities are essentially not open. $7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico, a provision to promote the...
That should show you where these people's heads are. None of that has anything to do with getting money to the American people. None of it at all. None of it. So these amberjack fish and the people counting them get millions of dollars. But New York restaurateurs, and in other parts, and by the way, if you live in the coastal areas, that's both sides, East Coast and West Coast, if you voted Democrat and you run a small business, you get what you voted for. I'm sorry, but you bloody well do.
The breeding of fish in federal hatcheries. $3 million in poultry production technology.
What the hell is a federal hatchery?
$2 million to research the impact of down trees. $566 million for construction projects at the FBI. The bill also allows stimulus checks for the family members of illegal aliens, allowing them to get up to $1,800 each.
That's $1,200 more than the average American-born American gets, of any hue, by the way. Of any hue. $1,200 more.
This is far more than the Americans are getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Despite all of this wasteful spending and much more, the $900 billion package provides hardworking taxpayers with only $600 each in relief payments. And not enough money is given to small businesses.
And that's the thing. It is your own money. These politicians, they don't spend their own money. They spend your money.
And in particular, restaurants, whose owners have suffered so grievously. They were only given a deduction for others to use in business their restaurant for 2 years. This 2-year period must be withdrawn, which will allow the owners to obtain financing and get their restaurants back in condition. Congress can
But even if they do get the financing, okay, for those that you don't know, I should imagine most of my viewers do, but financing essentially means loans, okay? So you're going to take out loans on an already struggling business, okay? And this isn't going to... If you think we're going back to normal, then you haven't been paying attention. You haven't kept your eyes on the ball. It's like he said, and he was honest when he said that, it's not him they were after, it was you and me. He's just in their way. That's Donald Trump. And he is right when he says that. That's why they did it. That's why they did a job on him.
Terminated at a much later date, but 2 years is not acceptable. It's not enough. Congress found plenty of money for foreign countries, lobbyists, and special interests, while sending the bare minimum to the American people.
Well, that just shows you where... It shows you sometimes people don't have to tell you what they think of you for you to understand what they think of you. Because actions speak louder than words, okay? So when they give away... When they take your money, not just your money, but your children's, your grandchildren's, and probably the generation after that. That's how long it will take to repay all this. They take that, they give most of it away to their friends, their special interest groups. They give the bulk of the remainder away to other countries. They keep a large percentage for themselves and big business. And then the dregs, $600 of your money, they begrudgingly give back to you. The dregs of your own money.
Who need it? It wasn't their fault. It was China's fault, not their fault. I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple. I'm also asking Congress to immediately get rid of the wasteful and unnecessary items from this legislation and to send me a suitable bill, or else the next administration will have to deliver a COVID relief package, and maybe that administration will be me, and we will get it done. Thank you very much.
What a beautiful man. What an amazing man. What an amazing president. Sorry, my bunged up nose is coming back. It's astounding, isn't it? That you can be attacked so virulently for your only crime being to love your country. That's why they hate him. That's why they target him. Because he loves his country. He loves his people. He's standing in the way of all their BS. What has counting fish got to do with getting money that belongs to the people? To the people. So the Nancy Pelosi's of the world can sit in front of her $24,000 fridge. By the way, she has 2 of those $24,000 fridges stuffed full of taxpayer-funded luxury ice cream. That woman's evil. You know that, don't you? I hope you know she's evil. But Donald Trump is a beautiful man. He was sent by God. I believe that. I believe that now, and I believed it then. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video around. It only takes a few moments. The buttons are down there, share button. Retweet it. I tweet it out. I'm on multiple different platforms. I'm on Rumble. I'm on Twitter, BitChute. I do videos on BitChute. At the Hoggcast. I'll put my links up at the beginning of the video for you to see. It comes up on the screen. And subscribe and hit the notification bell, because look, they are trying to clamp down on independent commentary channels. So I need your help to stay in the game. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.